World Championships, 2017, Little Rock, Arkansas. The crowd roars as the places are announced. Hope and adrenaline are coursing through my veins because I've been waiting for this moment for 7 years. And in third place, Payton now. I proudly step up to the podium to accept my medal, beaming my smile of joy because I can't believe it. I just placed third in the World Championships for Taekwondo. This is a great day because it's always an amazing feeling when hard work turns into success. But I got to thinking, when is Taekwondo and self-defense ever going to be useful? But then I realized that unfortunately, our world is often a dangerous place for many women. I also realized that it is my obligation to pass on my knowledge. Therefore, the purpose of this speech is to give you all ideas on how you can defend yourselves in a multitude of situations. I, along with my demonstration partner, Tessa, will be showing you a variety of techniques, including wrist grab defenses, shoulder grab defenses, a punch defense, and more. However, before we start, it needs to be known that anybody can do these moves. To defend yourself, you don't need some fancy combination of kicks and spins. All you need are a few simple and well-placed techniques. Now, let me kick you a scenario. You're walking to work and you're moving pretty fast because you cannot afford to be late again, when all of a sudden somebody grabs onto your wrist. What do you do? When someone grabs onto your wrist, you can and should pull away against their thumb, right here, as opposed to their 4 fingers, back here. You can see that when Tessa grabs onto my wrist and I try to pull away against her entire hand, I can't get away. However, if I pull away against just her thumb, I can get away with ease. This will work on someone that is bigger and stronger than you, making it the perfect self-defense technique. If you want to add more power, you can do a double-handed move. To do this, all you have to do is grab the hand that has been attacked and pull away. When you're grabbing hands, grab with an S grip, which looks like this, as opposed to interlocked fingers. Interlocked fingers are weaker, and you run the risk of breaking your hand, so grab with an S grip. When Tessa grabs onto my wrist, I'm going to clasp both my hands together and pull away. If you're uncomfortable doing the single-handed or the double-handed technique, all you have to do is throw an elbow upwards towards your attacker's face. The elbow will look like this. When you're elbowing, try to hit with your forearm as opposed to the tip of your arm, because this will be less painful for you and more painful for your attacker. So, when Tessa grabs onto my wrist, I'm going to elbow upward. Altogether faster, these 3 moves look like this. Now, let's say you're walking back from work when someone grabs you again, but this time they grab onto your shoulders. So, what do? The easiest thing for you to do is a palm heel strike. A palm heel looks like this. When you're doing a palm heel, make sure to hit with the palm of your hand and bring your arm back as far as possible in order to gain as much momentum as possible. Also, hit your attacker on the nose or on the forehead because it's the most painful. So, when Tessa grabs onto my shoulders, I'm going to bring my arm all the way back and palm heel strike. If you want to pair this with another move, you can add on an elbow. The elbow will look like this. Again, when I'm elbowing, I'm going to be hitting with my forearm. So, when Tessa grabs onto my shoulders, I'm going to bring my arm all the way back, palm heel strike, and elbow. Altogether faster, it looks like this. Another way to get someone's hands off your shoulders is by doing what we call in Taekwondo the fishy self-defense. And no, despite its name, it does not involve any real fish. When Tessa puts her hands on my shoulders, I'm going to raise one arm up, I'm going to go over her first arm and under her second arm. I'm going to grab with the S grip that I talked about. I'm going to pull away and push away. When you're doing this, you can imagine a fish jumping over a wave, swimming under a log, and then swimming away to freedom. Faster, it looks like this. The last way to get someone's hands off your shoulders is by doing a knee followed up by a guillotine choke. The knee will look like this. When I'm doing this, I want to hit with the top part of my knee. To do the guillotine choke, all you have to do is wrap your arm all the way around your attacker's neck and stand straight up. When you're doing the specific choke, you're not actually cutting off your attacker's airway as you might think. what you're really doing is cutting off their blood flow to their head. So, when Tessa grabs my shoulders, I'm going to place both of my hands on one of her shoulders. I'm going to bend her down. I'm going to knee her, and I'm going to wrap my arm all the way around her neck and stand up straight to guillotine choke. All together faster, it looks like this. Now, let's say you're in a parking garage when someone grabs you from behind. The easiest thing for you to do is a spin move. It sounds complicated, but it's actually quite simple. When Tessa places her hands on my shoulders, I'm going to raise one arm up. I'm going to look over my shoulder and spin around. I'm going to pin both of her arms in the crook of my elbow. I'm going to elbow her and push her away. All together faster, it looks like this. Now, let's say someone gives you a bear hug from behind. And no, not from an actual bear, just from a creepy person. What you want to do is look, stomp, elbow, and push away. The elbow that I'm going to be doing in this one is a back elbow, which looks like this. When you're doing a back elbow, make sure to hit with the back of your elbow. So, when Tessa gives me a bear hug, I'm going to look behind me, I'm going to stomp on her foot, I'm going to back elbow her, then I'm going to thread my arms up and push her away. All together faster, it looks like this. The last thing I'm going to show you is what to do if someone throws a punch at you. The first thing you want to do if someone tries to hit you is getting closer. And I know that getting closer to the creepy person that tried to punch you sounds like the opposite of what you'd want to do. But it is actually the smartest move in this situation. Also, you are going to want to block that punch. The block for the punch looks like this. When I'm blocking, I'm going to try to block with the crease of my elbow, and I'm going to bring my arm as close to my head as possible. So, when Tessa tries to punch me, I'm going to block it. I'm going to wrap my arm around her arm. I'm going to elbow her. And next up is the knee and the guillotine choke from the prior defense. So, I bend her down, I knee, and I guillotine choke. All together faster, it looks like this. After experiencing any event like this, after safely getting away, the next thing you want to do is call the police. However, in some cases, prevention is more important than action. So, for example, if you're walking alone at night, keep your eyes up and your earbuds out, and yes, that applies to AirPods, and let people know who you are, because prevention is the first step to being safer. Today, we worked on a variety of techniques, including wrist grab defenses, shoulder grab defenses, a punch defense, and more. Self-defense empowers people everywhere to feel safe, and everybody deserves the chance to feel safe. Because I trained hard and wanted it even harder, I was able to get 3rd place at World Championships, and sure, that was great. However, I got so much more than 3rd place. I got the knowledge and ability of how to defend myself and others. And now that I've taught you, it is your turn to become the mentor. Tell your sister, your mother, or your aunt, because, like me, you now have the obligation to spread the sense of safety. By educating others, we can influence change within our own communities. Education equals empowerment. Thank you.